Hey, what's up everyone? And well, I know it's been a little while since I did a movie review, and well, I got a few I gotta cover. First one, The Suicide Squad. Yes, reboot slash soft sequel to the 2016 DC Comic villain movie, I should say, even though it exists in the DC Extended Universe. And I don't think it's supposed to have any connection to that one, but this is supposed to be technically a reboot, and this time it's directed by Guardians of the Galaxy director James Gunn. And I had hopes for this one, and thankfully, it actually worked out. Yeah, because this guy's already had it well with the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, which we all thought were going to be flops, especially the first one. I mean, when you saw the trailer for this one, you were like, wow, this one looks like crap. I mean, a talking tree root, a talking raccoon, and all this CG and everything like that. But, surprisingly, it was a big hit, and this one was too as well. First thing I have to address is, yes, this is an R-rated movie compared to the 2016 film, which was only PG-13 rated. And I also have to address that there might be some minor to moderate spoilers, so if you don't want some spoilers, then turn the video off right now. Otherwise, yes. The plot is very similar to the first one, or, well, the one that came out 5 years ago. You know, they get sent out on dangerous missions to serve and get time off their life sentences because they're locked in the prison, and run by the same woman, Viola Davis, who was in the 2016 movie, and of course also the same one, Margot Robbie, plays Harley Quinn. You don't see her till much later on in the movie, at least not till after the opening scene of the film. So in the meantime, you get different actors who play different characters that you may or may not be familiar with. I wasn't too familiar with these characters, but you know what? You actually enjoy them because they're very likable. A bit odd, but likable. It definitely has that James Gunn feel to it, like Guardians of the Galaxy. The way they're supposed to team up, the way they're a band of misfits that don't get along at first, you know, that type of thing. They make fun of each other, they poke jokes at one another, and you enjoy it. It's that kind of movie. So yeah, James Gunn is really good at these kind of things. Same thing with Guardians of the Galaxy. You have, of course, the same guy from Pacific Rim, and of course Hobbs and Shaw, who plays not Deadshot. His character is similar because of course he's dealing with some daddy-daughter issues, only this time she got into some legal trouble stealing a watch. Drops a lot of F-bombs, especially within the first couple of minutes of this movie, which, yeah, is one of the main reasons why it's rated R, aside from all the blood. Yeah, you got a lot of blood in this, a lot of the violence, and because of the R rating, it doesn't have to dumb it down, unlike the 2016 movie. Yeah, it's just like if Deadpool was PG-13. They'd have to dumb all the violence down. And of course you got John Cena playing Peacemaker. You also have returning in this movie Joel Kinnaman as Colonel Rick Flag, Jaya Courtney as Captain Boomerang. Well, within the first couple minutes of the movie to be exact. Hell, you even got the same guy who plays Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy. Different character obviously, but yeah, I see what you did there, James Gunn. Little frequent collaboration there. There's a bunch of other characters that you only see at the beginning of the movie, but not later on in the film, like this weasel character that apparently can't swim. Might I say spoiler alert there once again? But, as I mentioned before, Margot Robbie returns as Harley Quinn, and trust me, she has just as big of an impact on this movie as all the other characters that you see throughout the film. And she's just as hot, badass, funny. I mean, she could pack a punch and a kick just as the way you remember her in all the other films that she was in. Yes, even as much as Birds of Prey, which was definitely a much better movie than the 2016 Suicide Squad movie was. So, yeah, she hasn't lost an ounce of her Harley Quinn character. And that's why I could definitely see James Gunn wanted her casted in this movie once again. She is Harley Quinn. There's no denying that right there. You got King Shark, who is basically mostly shark but sort of a human hybrid, voiced by Sylvester Stallone. Pretty damn good casting choice on there, I would say. I mean, to me, he actually is kind of like the Groot of this film. Yeah, you know, because, you know, the way he doesn't say too many words other than num num. Yeah, I can definitely once again see James Gunn interpretation into this movie, like with Guardians of the Galaxy. But other than him, you also have Captain Polka Dots, who, yes, you can laugh your ass off like I did all you want to, but believe me, his polka dots are just as deadly as ever when they're thrown. And also this woman who can control rats and usually keeps one on her shoulder that she communicates with most of the time. And I'm not going to lie when I say this, she's probably my favorite character out of this whole bunch. Not only because of her really cool and rather disgusting looking powers, but she also has a really interesting backstory. Yeah, not going to lie when I say that. So, yeah, she contributes a lot to this whole Suicide Squad, or I should say Weapon X team, and it definitely plays a big role in this film. And of course, that Bloodsport's character is afraid of them. So, interesting twist, good humor thrown in there, a lot of action, and they're sent on a mission which is a little more down to earth in comparison to the 2016 film. It's not about taking down this weird Enchantress character with a lot of darkness and gloomy type of atmosphere that's... Yeah, no, trust me, the scenery in this film is way more appealing and way more pleasing to the eyes. The action is awesome. I mean, it's just incredible. They're sent on a rather exotic island to take out all types of bad guys. They come across other people that turned out they're aligned with, and also trying to do the same thing. And it's just a lot of twists and turns and unexpected type of things that happen that are very entertaining. It doesn't drag on. There's not a lot of stupid jokes thrown in there. Okay, maybe there's one or two, but there's good payoff to it. It brings the entertainment value up by a notch. It makes it a worthy reboot that is very pleasing for anybody who is expecting a much better interpretation of this kind of concept. I mean, you got the bar scene, which was really cool, just them chilling out. I wish that scene kind of went on a little bit longer, but I'm glad they didn't drag it on. And of course, they're trying to meet up with this weird-looking guy who takes control of, major spoiler here, I should say, this giant-ass starfish. Okay, you can laugh all you want to. They took a lot of ideas that really could have failed with this whole movie, but actually made it work. I mean, this concept sounds so ridiculous, but like I said, this is James Gunn. It definitely has that kind of concept where he took that sounds so ridiculous and it actually works. I mean, that's what you get with this movie. I mean, that's pretty much the payoff right there. Of course, the film is just a little over 2 hours, but thankfully it doesn't drag on. So, yeah, if you want my advice, go see this movie, go watch it on HBO Max, which is what I did, and also be sure to see what happens after the credits, because yes, there is an extra credit scene, which I wouldn't even dare give away because that would give away way too much. So, bottom line, great humor, great action. James Gunn, you really did a great job bringing this idea back into full force, even though of course it had to require making it R-rated, but hey, you know what, it ain't the first time DC Comics did this kind of thing. They did it with Joker, which of course is completely different. They did it with, of course, Birds of Prey, which had a little bit too much swearing and some violence, but this time around, it was worth it, believe me. So if you want my advice, go see it. But parents, be cautioned, as I said, it may not be for everybody. I mean, yes, there's a couple of jokes that may be too much, like, of course, a lot of the dick jokes and everything, and the amount of F-bombs, but my bottom line advice is, if you didn't like the 2016 one, give this one a shot, because James Gunn, you did it great. Did a fantastic job, over-the-top action. I love the comic book appeal to it. I love all the different things, like where the words come up, like 8 minutes earlier. It just, the words come up at any given point and at any location, and it feels like a comic book movie. So, my final verdict is, the Rockin' Wii Motion Plus up and the Playmobil Remote up. Trust me, it's that good. So, till next time, keep watching.